Hello everybody. Let's see what we're doing today. So, number 1, solve the proportion. So you need to cross multiply. Multiply those guys. 35 times 8, that would be 280. And then multiply the other guys. 14 times x is 14x. And then divide both sides by 14 to get d is 20. Number 2, solve the proportion. There's more than one term in this fraction, so we're going to put parentheses around it. So 5 goes to that. This is 5 times x plus 10 is equal to 3 times 45. That's 135. Divide both sides by 5. Actually, you don't need to do that. You could. There's two ways to do this. I'm going to finish that one first. Divide both sides by 5, and you get x plus 10 is equal to 27. And then subtract both sides by 10, and you get x equals 17. The way you guys are probably more familiar with is if you were to instead distribute 5 times x is 5x, 5 times 10 is plus 50, and that's equal to 135. Subtract 50 from both sides, and you get 5x is equal to 85. And divide both ways by 5 to get x equals 17. Either one of them works. You choose which one works best for you. Next, 3. It says KQ. So KQ is this whole thing, and KL is the shorter part of it. So it's whole side over top side. So this needs to equal whole side, which is KP. A. This one, which one is accurate? So all of these on the left side are D over H. So D would be short side, or top, over the entire thing. So this one over here needs to be top over the entire thing. And the entire thing would be C and K together, or C plus K. Next problem. Okay, a 6-foot boy has a 4-foot shadow, and so we want to find the height of the tree. We'll call this x. There's a bunch of ways you can set it up, but I'm going to do height over shadow equals height over shadow. So 6 over 4 is equal to x over 24. Cross multiply. This is 4x is equal to 144. And divide both sides by 4 to get x equals 36 feet. Which similarity statement below is true for the two triangles? So let's take a look. This is 30, this is 25. That means this must be 125. And that's 125, that's 25. That means this must be 30. So we just need to match up and make sure they go right. So B is 30. That matches with x. B and x should be together. A and y should be together. C and z should be together. So B needs to go with x, so bx, that works. C needs to go with z, C goes with z. And then A goes with y. So your answer is A. This one, this says A goes with Z, and that's not right. So A and Z don't go together. This one says B and Z go together, and that's false. And this one says A and Y go together, which is true, but B is 30 degrees and Z is 25. Those don't go together. So it's 6, or it's A. For next one, AB is 8 units. there's a scale factor of 2.5, so you just multiply 8 times 2.5, and that comes out to 20. Next problem. Trying to get as much onto a thing as possible. There we go. Okay. So for this next problem, they're telling us that these are similar. So A and G are matched up together. So if A is 25, that means G must be 25. And then it says B and J are together. So if J is 100, that means B is 100. So that's 100 degrees there. And we're missing a third angle in the triangle. Well, we know that all the angles must add to 180. So 180 minus 125 comes out to 55. That's angle L, 55 degrees. Find the scale factor of smaller to larger. So since larger is the new one, remember, our scale factor should always be new over old. The new one is 22. The old side that corresponded with GJ was AB. So 22 over 18, and that reduces to 11 over 9. Use the diagram below. So we have W is 85, and W matches with A. So this must also be 85. And this is a 5-sided shape. A 5-sided shape needs to add to 540 degrees. So it's 90, well, angle A is 85. But we need to find the missing shape. E, which matches up with Z. Oh, hold on. It says P matches up with B. B is 120, so P is 120. Don't even need to solve the missing angles because they didn't ask for them. If they did ask for them, like if we needed to find E or Z, either of these guys, we would just add the two 90s together and the 85 and the 120, and then use X for our missing angle, set it equal to 540 degrees because that's how many degrees are in a 5-sided shape. Add them up, subtract from 540, and that's X. Next, 10, determine if they're similar. So TLZ, that's this triangle here. And then probably we're talking about the bigger triangle. Now, take a look. They both share angle L in common. So right now we're looking at, if I were to separate these triangles, I'll do it over here. Here's TLZ. TLZ. And then the other one, if we make it real big, would be CLH. Okay. So notice they both have L in common. That's called the reflexive property. And this is 9. CL is 15 because 6 and 9 together make 15. And then LH is going to be 30 because 18 and 12 together makes 30. Okay. So we're looking like side angle side. We got to make sure they're proportional. So we got 15 over 9. 15 over 9. Is that equal to 30 over 18? Well, turns out they actually are because those both have a multiple of 2 or a scale factor of 2. So T matches up with C, L matches up with L, Z matches up with H. That's the name, and they're similar by SAS. For this one, this is a bow tie, which means this is 42 degrees. And we need to figure out what angle R is. So right now we have 88 plus 42, that's 130. 180 minus 130, that's equal to 50 degrees. So that's 50, and that's not 50, and this probably isn't 88. It's not. So therefore, these two guys are not similar. They are not similar because two angles are not congruent. Okay. We have parallel lines here. The straight lines are the angles that attach to each other. So Q and T are congruent. R and L are congruent. So R, if you follow the line all the way across, goes to U. So that's U. Q, if you go all the way across, matches to T. And S is in the middle. And this is by angle, angle. Next up. LMP. So since this is a straight line right here, that means they must add to 180, which means this must also be 90 degrees. So these guys are similar by angle, angle. L has a single arc, so in the other triangle, P has a similar arc, P. M has a 90 degrees, M also has a 90 degrees, so that's M. P is not marked, N is not marked, so it's PMN. Next, you got to make sure that the corresponding sides are proportional. So KG. The smallest side over here is 6. The smallest side over here is 8. The medium side is 9. The medium side is 12. The longest side is 15. The longest side is 20. And all of these reduce to be 3/4. So since these sides are all proportional, this is S, S, S. Okay. N matches up with A, so A is at the end. G matches up with L, so L is here. And then K and H. So find the following variables. So remember, if they're connected by the straight line, they're proportional. Or not proportional, but those are the corresponding sides. So we have 6 over 18, which reduces to 1 over 3. So we get to set up a couple of proportions. I went left to right. So 1 over 3 is equal to left to right 4 over x. Cross multiply, and you get x equals 12. And then you also have 5 to y. 1 over 3 equals 5 over y. Cross multiply, and y is 15. For this one, to do y, we can do left over right equals left over right. So y over 36 is equal to 9 over 12. Cross multiply. 12y is equal to 324, and divide both sides by 12 to get y is equal to 27. We also could have done top over bottom equals top over bottom. Y over 9 is equal to 36 over 12. And that could have reduced to y over 9 equals 3 over 1. And that would have been a little bit simpler, but you don't always get lucky with these things. Okay, so that's the first part. The next part, we're going to do for x, we have the side over the base. So 36 over 18 is equal to the entire side over the entire base. 36 plus 12 is 48 over the entire base, which is x. Now 36 over 18 reduces, luckily enough, to 2 over 1 equals 48 over x. And if you cross multiply, we get x equals 24. So again, we can do left over right equals left over right, or we can do top over bottom equals top over bottom. So 15 over 5 is equal to 27 over x. Simplify this to be 3 over 1 equals 27 over x. Cross multiply, 3x equals 27, or x is equal to 9. For this one, we could do side over base, 5 over 7, is equal to the entire side, 15, over the entire base, x. Cross multiply, 5x is equal to 105. And then divide both sides by 5 to get x equals 21. For 19, so if this is 12 and that's 3, this would be 9. So we could do short over long equals short over long. X over 8 is equal to 9 over 12, which actually reduces to 3/4. Cross multiply, 4x is equal to 24, or x is equal to 6. There's actually another way you could do this problem. And it's a little bit more complicated, but you still get the same answer. So remember, the answer is 6. Okay, so think of it this way. If this is 12 and this is 3, how do we get this part right here? You get this part by subtracting the big side minus the little part. If that's 12 and this is 3, this part is 12 minus 3, which is 9. Okay? Now think of it this way. If this entire thing is 8, and you're subtracting the little part x, this would be 8 minus x. So you could do x over 8 minus x is equal to 9 over 3. And then cross multiply and solve that as well. You'll still get the same answer as 6. Okay. Again, you can either go left over right, or you can do top over bottom. Your call. I'm going to do top over bottom. 8 over 6 is equal to x minus 4 over 9. And let's reduce this fraction before we go any further, just to kind of save ourselves a little bit of hassle. Cross multiply, don't forget to put parentheses around it. 4 times 9 is 36. And 3 times x minus 4. Distribute. 36 is equal to 3x minus 12. Add 12 to both sides. We get 48 equals 3x. And divide both sides to get x equals 16. Okay. So I always use the reference angles here. I do opposite over adjacent equals opposite over adjacent. So the opposite was x over 9 is equal to 8 over 12. So that's x over 9 is equal to 2 over 3 if you reduce the fraction. Cross multiply, 3x is equal to 18, or x is equal to 6. I'm going to do top over bottom. So this is going to be a 3 over 2. When you reduce this, this is actually, remember, a 21 over 14, but I'm reducing it. And that's equal to top x plus 8 over x. Cross multiply. So 2 times x plus 8 is equal to 3x. This is 2x plus 16. Don't forget to distribute. Is equal to 3x. And subtract 2x on both sides. to get x is 16. Okay. Now be careful because they're asking you for df. Make sure you answer the question. So you gotta plug 16 back into x. So this would be 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. And 24 plus 16 is 40. Next, 23. Again, I do opposite x over the side 12 is equal to opposite 20 over the side 16. And reduce that to be x over 12 is equal to 5 over 4. Cross multiply. 4x is equal to 60, or x is equal to 15. Same thing for this one. We got x over 14. X over 14 is equal to, and this is where that other little bit I told you guys about comes in handy. So this is 20. This is x. That means this must be 20 minus x. So that's 20 minus x all over 18. Cross multiply. 18x is equal to 14 times 20 minus x. So 18x is equal to 280 minus 14x. Add 14x to both sides. And we get 32x is equal to 280. And divide both sides by 32. To get x is equal to 8.75. Okay. Got a few more problems. We're on the last page right now. So student dilates the figure at the right using the center of dilation 0, 0 and a scale factor of 2. Which statement is true? Each angle of the dilated house will be similar but not congruent. That's not the definition of similar. Similar, or similarity, if you guys remember the definition, I'll put it right here at the top. Similar means equal or congruent angles and proportional sides. Okay, gotta remember that definition right there. So B, each line in a segment in the dilated house will be parallel to its corresponding line segment in the original house. That is true. Because if all of the angles are the same, that means all of the sides are going to be facing the same direction. Some of the line segments of the dilated house may have different slopes. Nope. The distance between the vertices of the line segment on the dilated house will be 4 times the distance. It's a scale factor of 2, which means it should be 2 times the distance. So your answer is B. For 26, let's see. Graph the figure representing dilation of the triangle by a scale of 1.5 with the center 0, 0. So here's 0, 0. Okay. So this point right here, I'll call this point A. Point A is located at 1, 3. B, we'll call this B. That's located at 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 2. And then C is right here, and that'll be at -2, comma, -2. Whoops. Ran out of room. Oh well. Okay, so if the scale factor is 1.5, that means I need to multiply everything right here by 1.5. 1 times 1.5 is 1.5. 3 times 1.5 is 4.5. There is A prime. B, 4 times 1.5 is 6. -2 times 1.5 is -3. And C times 1.5 is -3, comma, -3. So from this point, write 1.5 up 1, 2, 3, 4.5. That would be A prime. B is at right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -1, 2, 3. So there's B prime. And C will be located at -3, -3. C prime. Okay. And when you connect them all, you get the dilated shape. Kind of looks like I don't know, it just reminds me of this. If you guys know what this is, you're awesome. Alright. Last question. Make a 2-column proof. Statement and reason. So, first statement. I need to make this a lot smaller. Cat, get over here. Whoa. She scared me. Come here. You guys hear her? This is my princess. She's trying to get out. Look. You're famous. Mwah. Okay, go away. Yeah, that's my cat. Okay, so... cat, shut up. Okay, so, statement 1. BS is parallel to WD. And our reason for that is... given. Second statement. What does it mean to be parallel? Well, if they're... get out of the way. No, you. Okay. If they're parallel, then that means these guys are congruent to each other. And these guys are congruent to each other. So you could say angle B is congruent to angle D. And the reason for that is by alternate interior angles. And you can say that angle S is congruent to angle W. And that's also by alternate interior angles. We're trying to prove that they're similar, so we have triangle BSO is similar to triangle DWO, and the reason that we know that is by the angle-angle similarity. Right? And there's your proof. Maybe you guys can hear her purring. She is right here. See? That's her. Okay. So, thank you guys for watching. Good luck. If you have any questions, email me. And, have a good night. Say bye, Nala. Bye. Yeah, see, she said bye.